I'm Heather Holm of SpirographicArt.com. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I made the Wild Gears Heart Chakra pattern, which is in another video in an edited down version, and the link will be up in the corner now, and also in the description. We've started off with some watercolor paper, which I've done some wet on wet wash. I'm no expert on watercolor techniques, so I'm not going to try to offer any advice on that. I've been wanting to figure out how to draw chakra symbols with wild gears for quite a while. I also have recordings of my late sister Pam singing with singing bowls, crystal singing bowls for each of the chakras. And I thought these two could go together nicely. The heart chakra is my first of a set, and I hope to get them all done eventually. So here we go with little wheel number 18. So you can see I use the hole that's closest to the middle, and you can see that it doesn't make a perfectly round circle at first, but as we go around, all those variations get filled in to make a solid circle. Kind of meditative, just this round and round and round. You can hear it. And now it's looking like pretty smooth round circle. Very good. Now I chose the size of the 88 gear wheel to give a circle like that. That would be the right size to go between the 6-pointed star in the middle and the 12-pointed figure on the outside. Now I'm adding a new ring. It's got 108 teeth on the inside. Got a little jiggly here. My setup is, I guess I bumped the fixture with the camera and the ring light. I'm using a ring light, and it holds, there's a thing to hold the camera in the middle, but it's all kind of bouncy for the camera. And this is one of the newer rings from, I think it's from the Plentiful Rings gear set. And it has registration marks on it at 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. So I'm doing my best to line it up with the registration marks that I have put. And when the camera bounces, it's because maybe I got up and to look at it from a different angle. Make sure it's lined up, because if it's not, that will make a difference in the final design. Pressing it down to make sure that it is firmly attached to the paper, and now I'm removing the other one. Removing the inside ring, don't need it anymore. So now I'm going to draw the 6-pointed star, which I do in 2 stages because it's 2 triangles, right? One facing up and one facing down. And for this I'm using gear number 36, and I'm using the outermost hole and drawing the triangle. It's a simple triangle. And then I use the next hole, and you'll see it's kind of straightens out the sides a little more and makes it more of an isosceles triangle together. Equilateral triangle, rather. And then when you rotate it, the other line of holes on the wheel has the in-between distances from the edge. So now I'm going to use a different color pen to draw. You can see there it's a lighter color of green for the inner line. And now taking the same wheel. So now you can see I just noticed I used I look confused, don't I? I wanted it to look like I could just reach in and move it down with the outermost hole in position to draw. So that's something I edited out of the other video. So I'm doing the same thing here, using the darker green to draw like the first and the third, and then rotating it to get the in-between hole and drawing that in a lighter green. So now we have a 6-pointed star, which is one of the features of the heart chakra symbol. Ta-da! Now the next thing will be to add another ring, and this is a ring from the hoops set. I've kept the paper on because these rings are so thin and it makes them easier to see, and also I can mark on them with lines, but they're the same acrylic sheet material, and there's gummy stuff on the back. Be very careful with this gummy stuff, this Spiro putty or poster putty. Be very careful that you don't have any interfering with the teeth at all. Now you can see that my efforts somehow is making the camera jiggle. But now that ring's in place, and I can remove the other ring carefully. And it sticks. The watercolor paper is kind of fibrous. So there, comes off. This is smaller size of watercolor paper, so the paper's just big enough to hold this design. And now I'm using the triangle, and you see I'm using the flatter side of the triangle because that gives you a pointier shape at the tip. Now the traditional design has 12 points, so I'm using a 6-point design, and I'm going to do it twice. I'm also doing the outermost hole and then the next hole, partly because I just want to embellish the design a little more, make it a little fancier. It's 12 teeth away from the original one. This is making a 12-pointed design, and it's a 144 tooth wheel, so you do the math. It's 12 points away. I'm just doing it twice, make it a little fancy. And that's it. There. Ta-da. Take a picture, smile for the camera. And there's the design. So now I have to carefully remove the ring. See, I'm just doing a little touch up here. And there we have it. There's our design. I added the Sanskrit letter. I did that digitally. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed watching me fumble around with that and make that heart chakra design. And you can watch the short version of this video at the link in the description. So I'm Heather Holm for SpirographicArt.com. And you can find lots of tips and tricks for using wild gears and spirograph on my website there, SpirographicArt.com. See you for the next chakra.